lovelies, welcome back to the Geek Suite. I'm your host, the merry and bright Kidner Bean, and we're back for another Vlogmas 2019 video. Yay! And of course, my lovelies, once again, I'm gonna beg you to hit that like and subscribe button and ring that notification bell. We are trying to reach over 1,000 subscribers by the end of Vlogmas, which is also Christmas. And we are almost halfway there. I know that a lot of my lovelies watch but don't subscribe, so just please go ahead and click that button. Doesn't cost you a dime, and it really helps keep this channel going and promoted and help me monetize this so I don't have to rely on just my Patreons to keep these videos going. And a big thank you to all my Patreon patrons. You are the people keeping this channel going. I love you so very much. I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy.
We're not worthy! We're not worthy! You're worthy.
Okay, moving on to the topic of today's video. So today's video is about a Christmas geeky tradition, and that is the tradition of Star Wars as a Christmas type thing. Where are my words? But yes, so today's video is about how Star Wars got associated with Christmas and how long that's been a thing, and for those of you watching, it's a lot longer than you think. So a lot of people have begun associating Star Wars as a Christmas thing with the release of The Force Awakens in 2015. Now, there have always been Star Wars things sold year-round at places like Disney, your local big box store, etc., etc., but they've really started pushing it with the Christmas release dates of the new trilogy with Force Awakens, Return of Skywalker, The Last Jedi, etc., etc., etc. But Star Wars and Christmas have been best friends for much longer than these last 5 years or so. And we're gonna get into just how long Star Wars and Christmas have been intermingled in today's video. So, if you want to find out more, stay tuned. So, the first attempt at sliding in Star Wars with this massive commercial American holiday goes all the way back to 1978 with the Star Wars Holiday Special. This was an awful movie, like trauma film level bad, but unintentionally so, that was released in 1978 to television. So the Star Wars Holiday Special, which is the way it's titled, was first released in November of 1978, and it was supposed to be a spin-off series that occurred between the events of the original film and Empire Strikes Back. Oh my god. The one time I have my phone make noise. Silent. Yay! I got good news. It's not like amazing news. It's just a scheduling conflict I had for later today is now no longer an issue. Okay. So, the Star Wars Holiday Special was a complete dumpster fire. It had a budget of $1 million, and it was taken off of the air by March 1979. It's very difficult to find any footage of this, but if I do, I will find a couple of scenes that I will put here to just give you a taste of how truly terrible this holiday special was. But don't think for a moment that the utter and complete failure of this Star Wars holiday television special meant that Star Wars was done being associated with Christmas. Oh no, not even a bit. In 1980, the Star Wars Christmas album was released, A Christmas in the Stars, which I mentioned briefly in my earlier Vlogmas video of top 5 Christmas songs and albums that you either didn't know or forgot existed. There'll be a link somewhere to that, where they actually did, and I was incorrect in that earlier video where I said I wasn't sure if the original cast was on it or not, but they do actually have the voice actors for C-3PO and R2-D2 doing these songs on this Christmas album. And the Christmas in the Stars Star Wars Christmas album was released in 1980. So despite having a horrendous fail a year or two prior, they still kept pushing forward with associating Star Wars with Christmas. And the popularity of these two separate entities was brought back into the forefold of American pop culture with the, I believe it's MTV VH1 series I Love the 70s and I Love the 80s, where they mentioned the horrific Star Wars Christmas special in the episode that covers 1978, and the Christmas album I'm not sure if they mentioned it, the Christmas album in the 1981, but when these series were aired in the early aughts, that then brought about a resurgence of this association with Star Wars and Christmas, and so then we had this rejuvenation, and these things then began to circulate in stores and in media. Cut to 10 years later, where we now have the release of Force Awakens and the massive buyout by Disney. With these things now going into play and the release dates being on or around Christmas, we now have a strong connection between Star Wars and the Christmas holiday and the Star Wars holiday-themed merch that is now sold at the Disney stores and online. So the relationship between Star Wars and Christmas is the strongest it's ever been for these last... Sorry, there's people outside. The relationship between Christmas and Star Wars is the strongest it's been in years, and that is thanks to the release dates of these new Star Wars trilogy films, but it is not the only reason why. Star Wars has had a long and enriching history of associating themselves with Christmas to get all that sweet, sweet Christmas money, going way back to the late 70s. And considering that the original Star Wars film was released in theaters in 1977, the fact that they started trying to market this with Christmas in 1978 shows that after they saw how incredibly and unexpectedly successful the first Star Wars film was, they immediately wanted to try to milk this for as much as they could, and considering where they are now, have been incredibly successful doing so. So basically, the connection between Star Wars and Christmas has been there from the get-go. I'm not sure why. I'm sure you could find wonderful theory videos about that, but it is. It's a thing. It's geeky, it's Christmas, it's Geekmas, it's Star Wars. It's a galaxy far, far away, yet somehow lives right in your heart. And really, isn't that where Christmas lives too? Why can't they just be friends? Alrighty, my lovelies, that's all I've got for you today. Be sure to stick around and watch our other Vlogmas videos, and I will see you all tomorrow.